Welcome to Whipping It Up with Jen. Today's content, I'm going to basically be showing people how to make grits for the very, very first time, step by step, my way. Okay, let's get into it. So today we're going to be using salt, butter, cheese, grits, and the Philly cheese, cream cheese, right here. Basically, you can use whatever type of cream cheese you would like, because that's gonna basically do a lot of magic for your grits. It's gonna make your grits come out very delicious and creamy and flavorful. Okay, so I'm using this pot right here. It's a small pot. I'm only making grits for me and my 4 children. So let's get started. Right here in this cup, this is my handy dandy mug right here. People think that, measuring stuff is basically for people who don't know how to cook. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not true, because I've been cooking since the age of 9 years old, and so far so good. Now you're going to take your cup of water, 1 cup of water, cold water at that. You're going to pour it into that pot. Okay, and now I'm going for my second cup. So that's the first cup of water right there. Now I'm going to pour in a second cup of water. Here's my second cup of water. I'm going to pour it into the pot. Okay. Now, excuse the fingers in the camera because it's like I'm recording for the first time and I'm by myself. Okay, so now I'm going to go in for like a little less than half of a cup now. So that's 2 cups and less than half of a cup. Okay. Just going to add a little bit of extra water. Okay, so now I'm going to take my handy dandy gray mug again. I'm going to put it on the counter. And I'm going to grab my grits and I'm going to pour it into the cup. I'm not going to fill it up to the top, because the more you fill it up to the top, the more grits it's going to make, and then you would have to add more water. So this right here is, I want to say like a half a cup. It's a half a cup. It's a half a cup of grits. And that right there is going to feed at least 4 people. 4 people right there. Okay. And you may even have a little bit left over. It's not going to be much, but it's probably enough for like, I want to say maybe one toddler child. Okay, so now next we're going to take our salt. Have a little patience, please. Because like I said, I'm by myself. No one's here to help me record for your lovely people today. Okay, so now you're going to take your salt. And that's about a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to shake it around. That's 1. I'm going to go in for another teaspoon. Okay, that's 2. So as you guys go, you don't have to put too much salt in it. The 2 teaspoons should be enough. If you want to add more salt later on, you can. You can add whatever you like later on. Like, honestly, you can add more salt to your liking. Me, personally, I don't like a lot of salt. I don't like salty food. That's just my opinion, You might want it a little bit more salt in it for yourself, but that's pretty much it for me. So now we're going to wait until this water, basically, you can see the salt sitting in the bottom of the pot. So you want to take the spoon and stir it. Stir it. Okay. And this pan right here, I'm going to start my bacon. But today's focus is not bacon. Today's focus is on how you make grits for the very first time. A lot of people are intimidated and scared when they're making grits, which I kind of was myself when I first started making grits. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't come out right. Came out lumpy, and it wasn't very pleasing. But I kept at it. I didn't give up. I kept trying and trying and trying, so I got it, you know. But don't let it intimidate you. That's the reason why I'm making this video. Also, I'm not making this video for people who already know how to cook. I'm making it for myself, you know, and to help other people out there who don't know how to make grits. I want to help people who don't know how to make grits. That are trying to make grits for the first time, or even if you have been cooking and you just, you know, you haven't got the chance to really, you know, come up with the ways of learning how to make grits, you know. It happens to us sometimes. So like I said, we're going to just let this come to a boil. You want your water to be nice and hot. I mean, it doesn't have to, you don't have to see like the water like really literally like bubbling, you know. You just want to make sure that it's hot, you know. And when you add your grits inside the water, eventually it's going to start thickening up. It's going to start bubbling on its own. You'll see. You guys will see. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Whipping It Up with Jen. Basically now, guys, y'all can see that the water is coming to like a little bubble. You can see the little bubbles in the bottom of the pot. And now it's time for you to throw your grits inside the pot. So I'm going to grab my handy dandy cup, my mug, and pour it inside. I'm going to scrape whatever's left because there's always something stuck in the bottom. I'm going to pour the rest in there. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my whisker and I'm going to start whipping it up. I'm whipping it up. Then you want to stop for a minute. And you want to let it come to a boil. So like I was saying, guys, you want to use this type of grits right here. It's the best grits to, you know, start off with. Then the old-fashioned ones. It says quick 5-minute grits. So it takes about, you know, they say 5 minutes, but for me it's a little longer. I want to say it's like more like 20 minutes, I give or take. Because you want to make sure that when you add your cream cheese and your cheese into the pot, that it starts thickening up. I mean, you don't want it too thick. You want it to that creamy consistency. That's what you're looking for it to be very creamy. And it's going to taste good. If you just go step by step how I'm showing you, it's going to come out very good. So now the water's starting to boil even more now. Please excuse me because I'm very nervous and I'm doing this for the very first time. Gonna be my very, very first video, so give me a chance and you won't regret it. But it's really nothing to it, guys. It's really nothing to it at all. You just gotta take your time and just make sure you just keep an eye on them. So I'm going to go back in with my whisker and I'm going to start whisking it up again. Excuse if the camera's a little shaky. Like I said, I'm recording by myself today. My daughter's usually my camera person. She's not here today. She's at school. So anyways, guys, I don't want to keep it long and boring. I'm basically just trying to show you what it's going to start looking like. As you can see too, like the water is getting like less and less. It's just going to all come to a boil. That's what you guys are looking for now. See the bubbles on the side. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get in that kitchen and make some grits. A lot of people, they're intimidated when it comes to making grits. And there's really nothing to it. You just got to take your time. Now it's starting to thicken up a little bit more. Stir it, stir it. Like I said, remember that I told you about the cream cheese, right? This is the magic right here. So as you can see, I have like, I'm probably going to use like a little half of this. You don't want to use too much. Just half. So I'm going to start getting that ready. Okay, guys. Time to start again. I hope you guys are having a lovely day today. My son, my toddler, he just started school for the very first time. Hope he does well. I was more nervous than he was. My fiance said that he's doing great though. He loves it. And that's all that really matters, as mothers, sending our kids to school for the very first time. You get nervous, it's just nerve-wracking. Now you see the grits are coming to a boil. And I don't know if I told you that, but if I told you this, is that you have to make sure that, all right, you see how the fire is on high right now. So now you want to start reducing your heat to about almost going to low. I want to say low, medium heat. So you want to put it there, and then that's how your fire should start looking. Excuse the stove. Gotta clean it a little better. But trying to do the best I can do by showing you guys. Once again, this is for people who don't know how to make grits. So, yeah, guys that do know how to make grits your way, please don't judge me for my way. I'm only trying to show people how to make it the simple way of my way, if that makes any sense. And now you can see that it's like thickening up, like the water is almost completely evaporated. It's thickening up. So our focus is on one thing at a time. One thing I want to try to show people is to do things one thing at a time. I didn't really want to put too much into it because I wanted to focus basically on how do you make grits. And I fried a couple of pieces of bacon over there. But, excuse my kitchen too, by the way, it's small. I have a very small kitchen. Okay, it's starting to thicken up. So this is when we're going to add the cream cheese. You want to wait until it gets about this type of consistency. So start adding your cream cheese because that's what's going to make your cream cheese come out creamy. So I'm going to add the cream cheese in now, guys. Here's the cream cheese. So you want to take your cream cheese now, and this is when you want to start adding it to your pot. So that's cream cheese, and here's the butter that you're going to add to your pot as well. Now this is when the flavor's coming, guys. So now you want to start bringing it down to the bottom of the pot where the heat is at. And you just want it to melt in your grits. Just want it to melt. If you don't want to add the cream cheese, it's fine. But for me, I like cream cheese in my grits because I feel like, in my opinion, it makes the grits come out much, much creamier. And there's nothing like having a bowl of creamy grits. At this point, you can see it's thickening up. It's starting to get much thicker. You want them thick, but you don't want them too thick. So if you guys feel like, okay, my grits are too thick, just add a little bit extra more water. Not a lot. I want to say, remember, I said your handy dandy mug. Grab your handy dandy mug. Add a little bit of water to like about up to there. Put it into the pot. Whip it up again. And it'll loosen it up a little bit where it's not as thick. Yeah, I like my grits a little thick, on the thick side. I don't like them too loose where it looks watery. You don't want your grits to be watery. They're going to just run right out of that plate. And that's not what you want. You want that thick, creamy consistency in it. That's what you're looking for. At this point, guys, you're pretty much done. You're pretty much done. You're pretty much done. This is how you want your grits to come out, see? Nice and creamy. Nice and creamy. That's what you're looking for, creamy grits. That's how you want your grits to taste. At this point, I'm going to grab my sliced cheese and I'm going to start throwing my sliced cheese in. You can do it separately, like if somebody doesn't want, let's say they don't want dairy, then don't add the cheese. Go step by step how I showed you guys, but don't add the cheese. Step by step on how I showed you. And don't feel ashamed to measure your grits. Don't feel ashamed at all because that's how things come out perfect, right? When you measure it. Remember, so you're going to add 2 cups of water. Then you're going to add another half. So that's 2 cups and a half. Well, a little less than a half. So I added my cheese in. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look good? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Yummy. I can't wait to eat. And at this point, I'm going to add my parsley. So I like parsley in mine. That's about it. Parsley. And on this side, I got it heating up for my eggs. So start scrambling my eggs. This is about 6 eggs. 6 eggs. Just in case if you're wondering what I'm going to have with my grits, I'm going to have bacon, toast, grits, and eggs. That's my eggs cooking. And these are the grits, guys. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. And at this point, you can just turn off your stove completely off. Unless you want to leave it on low and just have the top on it, you know. It's up to you. It's your preference. I wouldn't leave the top on it. I mean, I wouldn't leave the fire on it because it's just going to make your grits get thick. And at this point, to me, it's already right. It's already to where you need it at. I just usually turn the pot off. As for my eggs, for you guys that don't know how to make eggs, you want to take it and move it to the center of the pot. Move it to the center. Move it to the center. As it cooks, move it to the center. Move it to the center. I have it on medium-high heat, if you're wondering. Once again, guys, this is for people who don't know how to cook and you're just trying to cook something simple for the very first time. You don't want to go to the store and have somebody else make it for you. You can do it yourself at home, especially with the inflation that's going on. Tell me about it. Eggs are very expensive. I remember when eggs were only $1.09. Now you're paying basically almost $3 and change. Inflation, guys. Inflation. Expensive. Okay. Take it, put it to the middle, forward. Middle, forward. Let the loose eggs run to the side and recook. Bring it to the middle and fold. Bring it to the middle and fold. This is the way I like to make my scrambled eggs. I don't like dry eggs neither. I don't know about y'all guys. Anyways, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Guys, leave comments. I'll definitely get back to you. If you need more help, just let me know. I do not have a problem with helping someone who needs help in the kitchen, because I know when I first started cooking, it wasn't easy. 4 children later, you gotta know how to cook, guys. Save you some money. Save you some money. Alright, this is the point where I reduce my heat and turn it off. Now I'm going to sprinkle my pepper. I'm going to sprinkle my salt. And that's it, guys. There you have it. Big eggs. You want to add cheese? This will be the time for you to add a little bit of cheese. Me personally, I don't put my cheese in when the eggs are running because it makes the eggs come out very like mushy. I don't like mushy eggs. I like fluffy eggs. So if you want fluffy eggs, that's how you want to do it. Pretty much done. I'm also going to take a little bit of parsley. Add a little parsley to that. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope that I taught somebody out there, even if it's 1 or 2 people who followed my step-by-step guide. Stay safe out there. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful night's day. And much love to all of you. Here's the grits again one more time. go back. It's the grits, butter, and cheese. And there's the mug. It's the handy dandy mug. All right, my little whippersnappers out there. Love you guys. Bye.